Hello! Happy Tuesday! Today is the 4th of May, so we're almost happy 4th. May the 4th be with you. And also, we're moving into the 5th, which is tomorrow, and so we have a 555 gateway. This is the 5th year numerologically, and then we have the 5th month and 5th day. So it just compounds the properties, the elements of the ever-changeable adventure nature of number 5. So I apologize for not being here yesterday, but here I am looking forward to connecting with each of you today, and just bringing in some practices, reminders, grounding tools here because, a lot's going on. So let me, before we begin, let's set up our space and set up our intention here. So just using your breath to come into this moment, and let's clear the space. So bring feather, finger, clear, bathe, bless, purify, harmonize, and divinitize this space, this communication, the room you're in, the layers of your being, all dimensions, time, and space, bringing your heart-centered awareness into this now, where you can feel, see, and know the wisdom that is coming through from Spirit for you, and you're able to receive and integrate with your highest, within your highest alignment. So, hello. So before we go any further than that, I just want you to do a couple releasing breaths here, and just let go of the day, the week, the month, this year, melting it off. You can bring your hands to your heart if you'd like, and then calling your energy into this now. So whatever has been going on for the past 10, 20, 30 minutes for you, this whole morning, begin to release that, unplug from it, and just come into this now. Landing your spaceship as best you can. Yeah. And just asking for alignment from above through the vessel of your body, through the technology of your body into the core of the earth, connecting into the core and this grid. Whatever grid that your bodies want to connect into that's housed within the earth, that's most supportive for you now. And that will also assist with your release, anything that's been accumulating the past few days. And I'm gonna kind of roll into that in a moment. I want to select a card. Yeah, I want to select a card for right now, and then we'll go into what's been happening. So just ask that whatever message you need to receive in this now, may it be so, and may the card just reveal to you what your heart and your mind and your spirit need. Yeah. Okay. Y'all, I can't tell you how many times I got one of these cards. So the first one is the Sacral Chakra, core of creation. Okay. Harmonic flight. And then the last one is Earth. And if you've been in the group healings, you're aware that Earth has come up many times. It's come up in sessions. It's come up, I think, on this call, actually, before as well. So the Earth is a key player right now. So the Sacral Chakra is feelings, emotional responses, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, connection, letting go, creativity, sacred sexuality, passion, healthy boundaries, valuing the body. And this is around the belly button area, the lower abdomen. And the themes are the relationship with your body, your sensuality, and your sexuality. Also, I want to say that that's around the creativity as well. We have so much happening, being activated, especially in these past few days, last month, and then, rolling into this month. The month of May is going to be potent, and our creative centers are being activated. So I suspect that plays a significant role in what's going on as well. Okay, so moving on to harmonic flight. That's the 29th card in this deck. The Sacral Chakra was the 3rd card. So harmonic flight is seeing the divine in the eyes of another, relationships with deep bonds, karmic connection, clearing illusory projections. So yeah, well, that's exactly what's happening right now. Life-changing connection, transmuting dissonance, another one, removing heart armor, being seen, and teamwork. So this is a really appropriate one for what I see is kind of unfolding right here. And this is a multifaceted card. So the karma, the historic structures that have been built and that we have lived and played our karma out in and within, and have been almost contained within, are beginning to and have been shifting, changing, being destroyed, taken down, and we're still inside of a lot of it. So we're kind of we really do feel some of the effects of the changes that are happening, and we are of course able to see and hear about it if you just take a look outside or glance at the news. Hello. So there's quite a bit within this card, and the life-changing connection and transmuting dissonance, I think, are going to be the most important ones here. So last card here, beautiful Mother Earth. So she's number 14 in the deck, and she just keeps showing up because, good Lord, she's in the middle of all of this right now. So this card is looking at the planet, the ebb and flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay. Well, hello. The macro-microcosm, time in nature, ancestors, growth through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. Okay, so here we are in the middle of the storms, connecting in with our highest self, using our skills and our tools that we've accumulated over the years. And if you don't have the skills and tools, get them. Get them soon, get them now. Find your support system, your support network, and get plugged in, because you're not alone and there's no reason to be alone. Hello. Okay, so with that being said, let me start to talk about what's coming in. So we've had a lot of activity from the sun. We've had a lot of activity with the Schumann Resonance, which measures the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And so just think of it like an EKG. And it is just noting that there are a lot of shifts and changes happening within her body, the planet's body. And inevitably, since we are connected, our physical forms are an expression of hers. They're almost like she's like the hand and we're the fingers. And so when she has changes, we of course are going to feel it, not only because we're an extension of her, but also we walk on this world. Here we are. So what I've noticed for the past few days, nausea, weird headaches, interesting visuals. I've had a lot of nervy pain. It felt like a virus, but not that, but I could feel it moving through the meridians of my body, these changes, and I've sat with it. And when I checked this Schumann Resonance and kind of some of the weather activity, it was very, it explained a lot of what was going on for me, so there's the ascension symptoms, and this is these ancient sites within our bodies activating. And it's now moving even beyond that to bringing in new information and activating or building new systems in our bodies. So with that being said, let me get some water, because my system is a little, just running a little slower here. Hold on one second. And so take note for yourself. How's your energy been feeling the past few days? Because the month of May is just going to continue to offer us this kind of intensity. And so if you do feel off, if you do feel sluggish, I encourage you to honor that. Get the rest you need. And let's see, what else? Oh, just be easy. Offer, light foods, whatever your body is craving. And please spend time in meditation and reflection. That was one thing I had to do. It wasn't necessarily convenient, but I was getting all these kind of felt like flu-like symptoms, and that's kind of why they call it the ascension flu. So I had to go lay down, and I listened to a few meditations, one that brought me into my body, and one that helped to activate the the center of the brain, our meditation sanctuary, so the pineal, pituitary, and hypothalamus, and really help to integrate that high frequency data that's flowing in. So a lot of times we have these high frequency washes that come around us and through us, and the heartbeat of the earth is changing, shifting and changing. And our systems are probably operating at this level, and the information coming in is this level, and so they kind of, it hits and it can create a little discomfort. And so the more resistance, so essentially that's resistance that it's bumping up against. And so the more psychological resistance we have, the more fear that is in our bodies, the greater the resistance will be, the longer the kind of that butting of heads will last. When we continue to practice our energy medicine tools, when we know what is going on and are able to soften and surrender into what is happening, it makes this process easier. When I say surrender, I don't mean like roll over and like, oh, I mean understanding, using the power of your intellect along with the wisdom of your heart and your learned knowledge of the grounding tools, the meditation practices, the neutral separations, using your skill sets to ride the waves and know that you are so much more than whatever these parts of you are feeling, because our emotional bodies are going to have the holy shit reaction. What's going on? Everything's broken. I can't do anything, and that's just not true. That's just not true. But we can certainly make that true if we lean into a particular fear-based storyline. But I'm here to tell you, if you're listening to this, you're connected into your heart, the chances that it's any physical manifestation is very slim. It's, from where I'm standing here, it's more than likely these updates that are coming through, and a physical manifestation would just represent more resistance. That there's something that needs deeper love and deeper attention, and it's asking you to delve in. And I've even noticed for myself that there's a part of me that kind of wants to come and hang out here, because it's kind of uncomfortable to be in my body right now. And so I was sitting in bed last night, and I noticed, I was like, la, 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 and there was just an aspect of me kind of wanted to get a little distance and go on vacation. And I had to just gently bring it back and say, okay, we need to be here and now. And that's even going to be my practice for the rest of the day. Let's be here and now. You are safe and supported and connected. There's nothing wrong. Let's take off the labels, everyone. Let's take off the labels of right and wrong here. There's nothing wrong with the situation at hand. Things are different. Things are changing. Life always changes. Life is meant to change. We're meant to be easily able to flow with the changes of life in a creative and fun way. That is our organic state of being, and we're returning home to that. But in the process, we have to go through the layers that are built upon false, predicated upon false belief systems and constructions, let's say. And that's okay. But we're just moving beyond that, because energetically, on a soul level, we're growing up. That's essentially what's happening, and we're experiencing the growing pains. So check in with yourself. What have you noticed? And there might have been a tendency of the past few days to kind of fuzz it out. But bring it front and center. Open heart here. Nothing wrong with what's coming up. And I might be speaking to you and you might say, okay, I don't feel that. But it might come up in the next 3, 5, 10 days, whatever. So this is here. It's just good knowledge to have. Kind of just stick it in the side in your treasure chest, in your field, and have it in your filing cabinet, for later to reference. But I really would say that there's nothing wrong. Honestly, whatever is going on in the world, there is a level of experience that labels things right and wrong. But what I'm asking you to do is and for those of you who have been in the group healings, we actually experienced this moving into what I heard was like a 5th dimensional consciousness. It's just another level or layer of awareness and way of being. It's much more heart-centered. There's a freedom to be connected on an emotional level with others. And I'm asking you here to tap into that frequency by going into your heart and acknowledging that, or just allowing for it, that there is nothing innately wrong on a universal level with what you are experiencing right now. Okay, so quick question here. So when those very heavy, sticky moments happen, when there's a lot of negative static and thought trying to flood the mind, how do we efficiently and quickly ground ourselves? Yeah, no, this is a great question, because this is some of what's coming up right now, depending on where you are. And I know it's kind of like a barrage of everything hits you. Okay, this is why the morning practices and stepping into your power, especially when you are feeling like good, is so important, because this is what are you available for? And I actually was experiencing this the other day because I could feel it coming on. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. And then I said, wait a minute, who are you? What do you do? What are you going to decide you're available for? And I sat there and I'm like, I am not available for this. Let's find another outcome. Let's do the work. Let's find the healing. And so when this comes up, sometimes, depending on where you catch it and how your systems are doing, sometimes you have to ride out the sticky, heavy moments. Especially if they've kind of gotten a hold of you. But if you feel it coming on, basically you're going to get better and better and better at sensing it further and further out, and being able, and your system's going to get increasingly stronger, where you'll have more buffering around you, where it won't go so deep, where the familiarity of whatever the traumas and dramas that have inhabited your body, they won't be the only. What I see is, like, in your nervous system, they won't be the only thing ringing true for you. You're going to find other truths that resonate more loudly and authentically with who you are. And that's what you're in the process of. So the scales. So trauma, drama is tipping the scales, or has historically tipped the scales, whether you realize it or not, in your nervous system, in your bodies. And what you are doing is, this is the health, happiness, love, joy, peace, connection, the good things in life, the organic way that we are meant to operate. You are getting more and more experience and exposure to those things, where it's going to start to tip the scales. But until then, it is keeping your feet on the ground and keeping your vision focused. That all those things, I want to drive this home for you and for anyone else who needs this. Those are moments where you are being asked to affirm your soul path. These are your power moments. So when you bring in your inner warrior, goddess, god, whatever you want to call it, that powerful, fiery element aspect of your being, the warrior, warrioress, bring that forward, and I don't want to say fight for yourself, but be your advocate. Honestly fight for yourself and say, this sacred, holy, divine being is not available for this storyline anymore. I will hear the pain. I will work with the disempowered aspects. I will love you into wholeness, welcome you in. But the elements that will take you under the water and hold your head down, no more. No more. And it's this fine line of playing with the internal judge, the internal saboteur, the bully, the crueler aspects of our being that punish ourselves, and also bringing in healing. So we have to stand up for ourselves while also welcoming in and embracing those aspects, because they're simply disempowered and they did not know, they weren't given any other tools to find their way back into, or to continue to develop. Let me clarify that. So they weren't able to develop, and so they grew into some bad habits, to say the least. And so there needs to be a firm, loving hand of compassion. So, okay, good. I hope that helps. There's a couple different states you have to hold during this time. So, all in all, let me see if I've mentioned everything. Yeah, okay, so resting during this time, plenty of water if you're called to it, getting out in the sun in measured degrees. For those of you, especially just starting out or really needing this stabilization, getting your feet on the physical ground is going to be a great part of you, great practice for you. What I have noticed as I've gone along is actually connecting into the infinite nature of this world, and breathing that in through my being. So that what we do when we put our feet on the ground, that is actually available for us wherever we are. We can be in a plane and breathing in the essence of nature, but that might be further down the road. So until that time, because you're not separate from nature. We have been taught that we're kind of separate and nature's over here, dirty woods, or it's something that, we can never kind of get to. Nature is who we are. We are nature, we're one with earth. And so calling that recognition in. And so I would encourage you, when you go sit on the ground or connect with the earth or touch a tree, ask to see, know, be shown, and affirmed that nature within your being. The purest, highest expression of what nature is for you in this now. Okay. And calling in support from your highest I am presence, your I am team, to bring that realization into your body. You are not alone. Okay, so other notes. Meditation, really important. I know there's going to be ebbs and flows. Find some supportive meditations on YouTube, whatever kind of helps get you in the zone. And it might be one thing one day and another thing another day, and then you might need to take a pause and just rest. But I encourage you to listen to that quiet, deep inner voice, the one that's way in the background. My inner voice went like if I was like in the center, like in the front of the hallway, it went like 8 rooms back this week. It got really far away, is my point. And so I had to kind of have a get real with moment with myself and call it back in, or call out the parts that were muffling my deep inner voice. Okay, so it's a constant process here. Let's see, nature, take it easy, and ground. And let's see, the mindset. And so that's kind of what I touched on here too as well with the mindset. Really important, using those morning and evening times to set your intentions for the day. At the end of the day, releasing and gratitude, y'all. Gratitude, it's so important. That is going to bring in the love, it's going to bring in the appreciation, it's going to put you in a different frequency already. Practice it. Even if you can't authentically feel it through your body, you're building the highways in your system. You're clearing out the clogs and the gunk in there, where you can then begin to feel the gratitude. It's just, and sometimes it takes years. I mean, sometimes this is just to give you permission that it might take time. It's not necessarily an overnight thing. It depends on your configuration. It depends on your life story and your wiring and what you came here to learn. So, but gratitude, and really unconditional love, but gratitude is going to be the thing, the stepping stone. Appreciation, gratitude for what it is. Even if it's just, I'm able to breathe air freely. I am grateful for my room. Look at that tree, whatever it is, and then build from there. But especially in the evening, start that out. Start to do that, and then in your morning, you decide what you're available for and get really strong and clear. And I want to roll now into, if you are feeling like, okay, man, this sounds great, but I don't know how to actually carry this out on a day-to-day way. That's why I'm doing this group mentorship, because I want to give you all a chance to feel and be supported in more of a continuous container, and being able to see kind of what I do, but also having this space mostly help for what works for you. So giving you options, giving you things, and walking you through some steps to help you connect more quickly, efficiently, and effectively in your bodies, so you can begin to hold, and not just hold, I want you to emanate the light for yourself. Be a solar panel, instead of having to get your energy from another source. Like it's self-sustained, it's a symbiotic process, and you can be your own power center. And so the mentorship is coming in. We're going to set during the week 1, we're going to find that powerful, like, self-worth, putting our stake in the ground. I want to be here. I commit, setting our intentions of what we want to create. And then we move into weeks 2 and 3, and it's going to be about clearing and creating the space. So we're going to clear, create more space, and then bring in. Clear, create space, and bring in. Clear, create space, and bring in. Over and over and over. And there's going to be practices for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And there'll be a variety, what works for you. And then the last week, it's going to be about expansion. So we're going to take all the work we've done over the past 3 weeks and then expand it out. Go bigger. Own your space. So your bubble, your auric field, is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because the world needs you. People in this world need you. They need your light. They need your unique gifts and this energy signature you bring in. Like yesterday, they needed it. And so it's really important that we start to hone in and anchor this in. I want to say this, though. I have this outline, and that you can see it on my website. But it's going to be determined by the souls that show up. And so how we flow through it, it's not going to be a rigid course. It's going to be one that is going to honor what each of your unique souls need in the process. So it'll be a co-creative experience as well. There's also going to be a couple group healings in there, and then you'll have a one-on-one session with me. This is such a great time to jump in. One, because the month of May is very powerful, a lot of change, adventure, expansive energy here. And we're moving through, for those of you who pay attention to the planetary stuff, there's a lot of retrograde happening this month, which just means review, and what are you willing to let go of? And what are you willing to transform? And so it can look like death and destruction and blah. But let's not make it that. Like, why can't it be the doorways of opportunity where we can make big moves? Hey, I am ready to let this go. I am ready to look at that old pattern or behavior or belief that just was breaking me down. It's time for it to go. And Pluto's a big one that it's happening in. And we just say, thank you, Pluto. Thank you for lining up and creating this channel so I can, it's like a big trash can. And so, what can I recycle? What can I let go? And what can I make more of within myself? And so this is such a great time to take advantage of this. And I also want to make a note, the pricing, the rates are, the early bird pricing is available through May 6th at around $11.59. At $11.59. So the night of May 6th, that's when the pricing is going to go up to $444. Right now it's at $399. Just so you know, the pricing is, I made it as very affordable. So anyone, it's available, it's accessible, and this is the first time officially that I'm doing this group. And so I want it to be welcome, come in, and I anticipate that this is something that's going to be repeated at least twice, if not 3 times a year. And so it will come around again. It will just grow and get stronger and bigger, and I will be bringing other practitioners in, giving you more offerings, helping you to learn more about yourself and to grow and expand. So this will be an ever growing process, but for this particular round, it's pretty straightforward. But I think it's going to be very impactful for the souls that are coming in, because I've felt the energy of the group and just the teachings, the wisdom, the energy that's coming in for you all. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a direct message or check out my bio, in the link for the mentorship. More information is in there as well. But really, from my heart to your heart, I see you, and it is my soul's mission and desire for you to see you and for you to share that with the world. And so in whatever way I can be a support, I am here. It is my honor, and thank you for showing up and being who you are. So I think I've said all that I need to. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I look forward to connecting with you all next week, and hopefully I'll see some of you in the group healing this Saturday with me and Mel. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and big hugs and be well.